Planet Water Podcast.
Water is not just water. Hello everybody and welcome to Planet Water, the H2Know podcast, episode 11.
Yeah.
Hey Chance, how are you?
Doing awesome, man. How about you?
I'm living the dream, huh? Living the dream. And I have to say, like, episode 11 already, it's like it's getting crazier and crazier here every day.
It's flying by.
It's amazing that we pushing out so many episodes. And what do you think about our last guest?
Oh my god, it was so awesome. He was hilarious.
Yeah, I think
he's
so
so
too.
funny.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
No,
for sure.
Solomon is an amazing guy, and he
Yeah.
was a great server back in the days at Riese, and it's always hilarious to see all my former employees now here on the podcast and making it with great comedians. It's so much
really
fun.
nuts to see that progress.
I
It's
think
pretty
so
cool.
too. No, I love the idea, and it's amazing how what he accomplished, I think.
Absolutely.
And we talked a little bit about Red Bull. Are you still doing so many Red Bulls that you can pass out in the night? Or
Oh
is
no,
this-
I'm all coffee and tea now these
Okay,
days.
and that works the same? When you
Oh,
drink
no.
a lot of coffee, you're
Not anymore. I
passing
think
out?
it was just a kid thing. When I was a kid and I drank Red Bull or coffee, I was out, which
is
is
so
weird. It's just
funny.
caffeine overload. But now
That is so funny.
I'm addicted.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So we have a very, very special episode today because finally, it's literally finally, because I look back, we have Viva Con Agua episode right in front of us, and I'm very excited about this because for me as a water sommelier, I was always interesting to giving back to the community or giving back the idea. And we all know I'm talking in my interviews all the time about like that a lot of people don't have access to clean and safe drinking water around this planet. And obviously here at Planet Water, the H2Know podcast, we are drinking all this amazing waters. But let's face it, there's millions and millions of people on this planet who do not have access to clean and safe drinking water. And this always concerns me. And the ideas behind the water menu at Patina and about Planet Water as well is that we're talking all the time about the fact that water is not just water, that water is very important in our lives, and that we maybe should change our use of water.
Absolutely.
And that is, I think, a very, very important message, what we always want to give. And I was always looking for a charity or like a fundraising event, what we can build up the Planet Water and my water sommelier course. So I worked with water.org in the past, what was actually very nice. I did some fundraising for them. But finally, Viva Con Agua is joining us here in California, and I'm extremely excited to say hello to Michael. Hey.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
So your pronunciation is obviously different in Germany. So it's what is your real name in Germany?
Michael Matthias Friedemann Fritz.
Jesus.
Oh, that's easy.
Gesundheit. So, but here now you're Michael, I think, or Mike, or what is your American name?
However you want to call me. It's not about me. It's about clean drinking water, like your introduction already says.
Yeah.
So it's my name is probably today Viva Con Agua, which is
I love
Latino.
this. I love this. So I heard about you guys the first time in 2006. Because I did an interview for the German radio station. It's called Fritz Radio, actually, in Berlin. So it has nothing to do with you, but it is like from the RBB. It's like the state-owned radio station, and they have a youth channel, and it's called Fritz Radio in Berlin. And they're very like edgy and very cool, and they're playing good music, and they have like very interesting topics. And I was invited once there because they did a whole topic about water.
Oh,
so I was there to drinking different waters, to taste different waters with the people. But then there was a guy, and I'm so sorry, I forgot his name, but he was a great guy, and I didn't find the picture. It really bothers me. I have a picture of that event, and for sure I will find it one day, and we will do this with a Throwback Thursday then at one point, how I did this 2006 interview. And there was a guy from Viva Con Agua, and we were talking about it, and it was very interesting about the whole concept, what you guys are doing, and I loved the concept. So obviously in 2011, I moved here to Los Angeles, And I always had this in mind, Viva Con Agua. That would be so cool to have this like on my side, to do something with them here in America. And now I was amazed when I suddenly received an introduction email from a good friend of mine to say like, hey, listen, Viva Con Agua is coming over to California and they want to start up here the whole idea of Viva Con Agua America. So I'm very, very excited to have you here, Michael. So tell me a little bit, like, how did Viva Con Agua started actually? Who came up with the idea? Where did it started? What is Viva Con Agua means?
Actually, everything started in Cuba back in the days when my friend Benjamin, we founded it together. He was a professional soccer player for Pauli, which is a club in Hamburg, Germany, second league back then, third league. And they were the first Western club ever who had a like exercise camp in Cuba. Actually, they played against the Cuban national team. With press, they lost 3-1. Without press, they won 3-1. So maybe there you see about the press and the power. But then we just started. We wanted to do something social with the club and with all the supporters. It's a really political, socially engaged football club. It's you can't compare it to any other club like Bavaria, Munich, which are really successful. But St. Pauli is more about social culture and politics.
Yeah, and they have very good fans as well. I know the whole idea of St. Pauli, it's right next to the Reeperbahn, so it's a red light district in Hamburg. It's very edgy, the area, but like very cool, very undergroundy and everything. And I think the football club St. Pauli was always like never thought about themselves as we are like the big boys like Bavaria, like Bayern München, like we want to make money, it's all about revenue. They were always more about fans giving back to the culture and this kind of thing. So I love the concept actually of St. Pauli.
So that's where the Latino name came from, the Viva Con Agua. It's because it was in Cuba.
Exactly. That's the reason. Cool. And actually, it's really good for us because some of our partners, for example, they called in Germany Welthungerhilfe or Welthungerhilfe. So if you have a German name and coming then to another country and you don't understand it immediately, but Viva Con Agua, everybody understands, okay, it's about living and it's about water. And that's actually the main idea about Viva Con Agua is like supporting people with clean drinking water worldwide and do it with living, so enjoying with positive energy, with universal languages like music, art, culture. So whatever we do, it has to make ourselves joy. A little bit like your approach also. If it doesn't make joy to have a podcast here, people won't listen to it, won't come again and stuff like that. So, and especially for the young people, because in Germany it's like 90% of all donations come from 60-year-old people. So the young people like us, they are totally
engaged.
No, they are not engaged. They're totally taken out because also they just concentrate on the older people who have a bigger income, of course, but they're not concentrating on the young, innovative, creative, crazy freak people. And that is actually what Viva Con Agua is about. We are just young people. So when we started it, we were like 22 and 25. We had no idea about how to do a non-profit, how to do a social business, how to do an art gallery which is social and a festival and stuff like that. So we had to come up with something new. This was basically why Viva Con Agua is really like not like a normal non-profit organ. We call ourselves all profit because also I tell all the times the people, if there is no profit for the people who get engaged, they won't get engaged for a longer period of time. So I have to check what's the profit of Martin Riese engaging for Viva Con Agua on a long-term scale. So he stays part of the family. And if it's only because he has a nice time or finds a girl or you're already married.
Don't get me in trouble here.
No, but sometimes this is in Germany, like because there are so many young people, of course, and it's community-based. Yeah. So we have like 20,000 volunteers who are really young and, of course, they're looking out to have
So it was started in Kenya in 2005?
Yes, sir.
2005. Okay. So how did the connection came then to St. Pauli through the football club?
Yes.
And then was the next like hurdles? Like what was the next like approach in 2005 to make it a little bit wider? Obviously, did you try to like fundraise already something? What did you do? How did this whole thing start and become like bigger and bigger and bigger? Because let's face it, guys, maybe you never heard about Viva Con Agua, but this is one of the biggest non-profit organizations now in Germany. And this is something like really, really amazing what you guys accomplished. I love this.
I mean, I think like at the beginning we just fundraised money with really small actions with like midwives of every water birth. Donated €5 and things like that. So really, but connected to water, and we collected like probably it was like €50,000 in half a year, and then we realized, okay, the people like it the way we do it with joy and stuff like that. And then we started actually with one idea which became big in Germany. On all the music festivals, you are not allowed to have glass bottles.
Correct.
Because of it can break.
Security reasons. Correct.
Exactly. Absolutely.
It's the same here in the States.
Yeah, and we have hard plastic cups with a deposit, which is worth like €1. So we came up with the idea to collect the cups as a donation tool.
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
So it's totally easy, and that's the reason why we have so many volunteers, because they just go on a festival, they get the ticket for free, and then they collect cups and can ask the other sex if they want to have sex, or if they want to just donate the cup, or if they look for the concert together and stuff like that. And the musicians can support it via stage, making an announcement and stuff. And that's the reason why we're working now with probably 300 festivals in Germany together, where we're doing this cup collection. And that's the reason why we have so many young people, because they like festivals, of course. They are there. So you have to make it easier for the people to get engaged. The barriers of engagement have to be really low. So
I think it's kind of interesting because you're saying about like deposit for cups, and I think a lot of Americans would say like, what the hell is this now?
Yeah.
I never heard about this concept. So it's quite of interesting, and we talked a little bit sometimes about recycling systems versus like Europe versus here in America, and the recycling system is a totally different one. So everybody's aware to recycle in Germany. So everybody has this in his mindset already. It's not just about like, oh, I'm buying something and I'm just throwing it away. Because you will have a deposit around 25 cents, I think right now, euro cents. So that means it equals out to almost 30 cents per bottle. What you're putting on a deposit, that's actually a lot of money, not the 5 cents what you hear. And then the Americans or a lot of people saying like, I don't give a shit. I'm just giving it or like to the trash can, and then you will see the homeless people picking it up. What actually is kind of cool that somehow,
really cool.
Somehow you like sponsoring the homeless people with this, and they at least they can do something in their living too. Because I'm doing the same. All these water bottles, I'm not throwing them away. We collecting them all. I'm giving it to Nancy, my wife, and she brings this to the hotel, where she has some people from Southern America working, and they're collecting them and they're giving it away.
In Germany, we have actually one thing. Because for the homeless people, there's a saying: put the bottles beside the trash can, so that they don't have to dig through.
Here we go.
To worship the dignity of the people, and so
great.
they just take it and you put it beside. So in St. Pauli, everywhere you can just put your bottles, because you know somebody will pick it.
I think that's a great approach. We should start this here in America. Don't throw your bottles away, guys. Don't put it in the trash can. Just put it right next to it. I love that concept. I think that's great. I love this, Michael. So, and this is like the whole deposit thing is so different. And that's the reason when we're going to our festivals in Germany, you won't see this red plastic cups everywhere. And everybody throws them away. They're like hard shelf plastic cups. And you recycle them so they can be washed. In all festivals, it's pretty much mandatory. We don't see anything just one way. We always think about this recycling aspect. And I love the idea, obviously, what you guys did to say, hey, we're collecting them then for you. And we will, like, this amount of money, we will then give, obviously, to our fundraising courses. Interesting part about this as well is that you have a lot of celebrities who already, like, participating. Sorry, my German, my English sometimes. Participating on this. And I think that's a kind of a cool idea, because Bella B, for example, from Die Ärzte, it's a very famous punk band in Germany, like punk pop band, I would say, but they were huge in the 80s, huge.
It's maybe like Henry Rollins here.
Correct. They were really big, then they split it off, but now they're back together since 15 years now, maybe? 15 years. And Bella B is one of their frontmans. And he is connected very well to you guys, huh?
Well, actually, the same reason, because he was a supporter of St. Pauli. Because St. Pauli has a lot of subcultural connections with the music scene, like Fettes Brot, which are really a big, like maybe Beastie Boys, you can would be a counterpart in the English language. And they were supporters from the beginning, because they supported Viva Con Agua, St. Pauli, and then this player Benjamin came up with the idea of Viva Con Agua, so they said, okay, I'm gonna support it. And Belabe actually also was the founder of our foundation, so he gave us the money to found it because
Cool.
I was a pure student. I studied 26 semesters. I'm not supposed to say that I studied English. I'm really sorry. It really sucks, my English.
I think everybody can understand you very easily.
But and he was really like from the beginning a big supporter, and there we also tried to make it as easy as possible for the musicians or artists or football players to connect with Viva Con Agua and to do something, but which takes them sometimes 1 minute. Like, for example, we met Ed Sheeran. It took him 3 to 4 minutes, but we did something nice. He got a kind of artwork from us. So it was also some giving a hymn or something like that. Or so you have to make it easy to the people.
Yeah, definitely. So it started like in a smaller scale, but now what is the future? Because you're obviously coming over to California. And I think that would be very interesting for our listeners to hear now. So what is the ideas, what you guys have here in America? How can people actually support this? How can people engage with you guys? So tell me a little bit, who came up with the idea California now? Because why California would interest me. And then let's continue from there.
I mean, Viva Con Agua always follows the flow and the potential. And so we started when I have to go a little bit back, like 2008, we walked from Hamburg to Basel, which is 1,000 kilometers. Then we started Viva Con Agua Switzerland. It was not planned. It was just happening. Then Viva Con Agua Austria was started by some people living in Austria. Then Viva Con Agua Netherlands. Now last year, and we're really proud because it's changing the system of white, superior, rich is donating to poor black Africa and stuff like that, which is sometimes a big problem, which we're communicating. NGOs communicating about the poor Africa. Africa is not poor. It's one of the richest continents in the whole world. It has 54 countries. Yeah, it's really diverse. It has many languages, ethnies, everything. So it's really a lot of things, and there are some problems, like the same like in America, like in Europe, but maybe on a sometimes different scale. Yeah. And then we started Viva Con Agua also in Uganda. So it's also an Ugandan NGO. And and for the last 3 years, I've always been here a little bit in the US. I've been to Miami Art Basel to connect with the art scene because we're really working with a lot of artists from all over the world. And I was by Southwest in Austin, Texas, at the music festival. And then I did last year the Speed Project, which is totally crazy and insane. There are like this year 40 teams, 6 of a team, and they run from LA to Las Vegas in one go.
How cool.
The fastest team is like 36 hours. They're killing it. They're nailing it.
God,
they run like 2 hours 30 on a marathon, so it's totally
And let's
crazy.
think about it, guys. It's not like when we have listeners from Germany, they think, okay, like you have like 1,000 miles you have to run or something like this. Let's face it, guys, it's fucking hot here, huh?
It is blazing. You have no cover either.
Correct, no cover either. And then the wind over there, and even in the like when you're 50% from LA to Vegas, there's like big signs on the streets to say like, please shut down your air condition because it's so hot and they don't want to overheat your cars. So imagine this, guys who are listening in us from Europe or Germany. That's brutal. That's brutal to run in this kind of temperatures.
Absolutely. And to answer your question finally, I mean, like here you really have a water problem going on, or let's say it in a different, more positive way. Everybody's aware of the fact how important water is.
Yes.
And there's coming a drought, and if I'm rightly informed, you have 20 days of raining, which for like Germans, my wife always tells people in Germany, it's so beautiful here, only 20 days of raining. And I tell her, this also has a really negative side.
There's a downside to the medallion, guys.
Exactly. Exactly, because like 20 days means you're facing a real water problem soon. Yes. And if you see what's happening in South Africa at the moment with day 0, when they cut off the water, so it's coming more and more, and there will be also wars on water. Yes. When we had in the past, or we still have wars on oil, we definitely will have wars on water. And if you directly look into some problems, India, Pakistani and stuff, they're always linked a little bit to water and stuff. So. And to really answer your question, I think this California is also concerning the potential. It's amazing. Like the Western culture is so how do you say? It's the epicenter in a way. It's here, like Hollywood, like the music industry, the art industry. Yes. if you go to Silicon Valley, come on, imagine I get the 10 biggest CEOs from Silicon Valley to fly with me to Uganda. What could be their impact and stuff like that? So I really think there are still, like you said in the beginning, millions of millions. It's 640 millions, and I want to increase the impact of our work. So, and that's the reason why we're trying to go here, and also because we really like our language shows and our website shows. It's still a little bit German driven, everything. Yeah. So we have to go the next level, have to go international, leave the comfort zone, because life starts at the end of the comfort zone.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And what regions do you focus on as far as providing clean water access around the world?
At the moment, mainly in East Africa, like Uganda, Ethiopia, Kenya, and Rwanda. In Asia, it's India and Nepal. And in South America, we did projects in Ecuador, Nicaragua, and Bolivia.
Oh, wow.
And we are checking at the moment where we're going to center really in South America. We realized that it makes sense to focus on some countries, because it's really, like we don't make hundreds of billions of money, so we have to concentrate and focus where we put the money.
Have the highest impact.
Yeah, exactly. So far we supported more than 2.5 million people with the free access to clean drinking water.
And do you think, is there, when you look at all these different regions, do you think a common causal factor driving the lack of clean access, like political instability, or is it really just different from region to region?
This is a good question. I think it's a complex system all the time. Mainly the infrastructure is missing. So education is missing often. The resources to really build wells. I mean, imagine a well in Ethiopia, you have to dig for 120 meters.
Wow.
So you have to go...
Who has the tools to do that?
Yeah, the tool is fucking expensive. This this tool costs more than 1 million.
Jeez.
So, and to go down, then you have to go through all the different kind of stones levels. So you need to have a geologue, hydrologist.
Drill?
No, the guy who's
like the profession for the guy, like who needs to understand the different layers.
Geologist?
Geologist.
Thank you. And you have to dig really deep. So it costs only, to give you an amount, like $20,000 to dig for a borehole in Ethiopia, which then provides water for, let's say, 500 to 2,000 people in a village. So, and this is one of the major problems. Then you have instabilities in the country. I mean, just look up what's happening in Ethiopia at the moment. It's not the best time again and stuff like that. You have politicians who really mostly care about themselves. Sorry to say it like that. This is really diplomatic way of saying it. So there are so many reasons, but mostly for me, it's education. You have to educate people, and you have to empower them that they can solve their own problems. It's not us coming from Germany to solve any problems in Ethiopia. It's the Ethiopian culture, the Ethiopian people who should do their job and take care. And like the same, like in Germany, like we need politicians, we need activists, we need artists, we need social business guys, we need business guys, we need all kind of people in this process that one day we can live in a world without thirst.
And when you talk about all the different people that you need to push this movement forward, I don't think that when you mention artists that most people think, how can artists contribute to something like this? So how do you picture artists contributing to your movement?
I mean, the artists, for example, from the Pauli arena, which is a big football arena, like 30,000 people coming there every second week. We did a big art festival. It's called Milonto Gallery. It's 20,000 people coming from all over the world. And we exhibit artworks there. And then we sell the art. And the artist donates how much he wants to donate. Here you see a picture, how we changed the culture a little bit of the arena.
Oh, that's so cool.
And the supporters of the club like it because it's more nice than just a gray wall inside.
Oh, definitely. Looks amazing.
And for the artists, it's good because it's a good platform. A lot of people see it, and then it's...
And you have a lot of youth engagement as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. You have the young people, the inspired people, etc. And here you also see, for example, when we go to Uganda We also paint there. This is a
Oh, yeah,
borehole.
Steve Aoki down there too. That's pretty
Yes.
cool. And Pharrell. That's awesome.
So we made it easy for him. We just did this artwork for Steve Aoki. We met him at a big concert like you see in Frankfurt and asked him to sign it.
Wow.
And then we sold it at an eBay auction. It was like 1,000 euros, and it was like a lot
That's
of
so cool.
communication. So actually, Viva Con Agua has two currencies. Like first is money to do our water projects, and the other one is activating people, like awareness rising, and that's getting people.
He was
engaged.
actually at Patina like
Yeah,
a year ago.
Steve Aoki
Yeah.
was at Patina with his girlfriend or wife. I don't know even.
I don't
if
know.
he's- But it was super nice guy.
Yeah.
super nice guy.
Yeah, he's
Super
cool.
approachable. Like
He has a really cool thing on Netflix. It's like a biography on him.
Yes,
Pretty
correct.
interesting.
It's crazy. He never sleeps.
Yeah.
yes,
seems
correct.
to-
it
but
seems
it's
like.
unbelievable. He's
Impressive.
the most photographed artist right now on this planet.
Wow.
Music
Oh, wow.
artist. Steve Aoki.
Hmm.
Crazy. And he came from punk as well. He was like really
Yeah,
into punk.
he
and
started like
crazy.
an underground like music
Yeah.
scene here. I forget what it was called. But
Yeah, and it
he
was
like
in the
really big.
2000s.
There's like Lady
And
Gaga
it's-
and stuff was there, and like
yeah,
all
it's
this stuff.
crazy,
Yeah, it's really
crazy.
cool.
So they're coming from a very interesting background, and his father was very, very famous.
Yeah.
His father was a restaurateur.
Yeah, he started the Benihana's.
Correct, Benihana's, and he was very, very famous. And his father always said, like to Steve, "Yeah, okay, hey, what's going on with you? You need to do something with your life."
Yeah.
And though he started to work in the kitchen at Benihana's, and that didn't work out at all. And then he started his own music project, and his father was not really proud of this in the
Exactly.
beginning, not at all, and said like, "No, that's not our culture."
Yeah.
Like what's going on there. And it's quite interesting, and you see this in this documentary like very, very nicely. And I'm a big EDM fan, so I love electronic music, and we talked about this last podcast that I used to be a DJ. So for me it was mind-blowing
Yeah,
to
it's really
see
interesting.
his success now on this planet and what he's doing as well. And he's doing so many fundraisings as well. He's really trying to help people, and that's always
Absolutely.
a good thing. I love the
He
idea.
got his own foundation also, Steve Aoki Foundation. Is taking care of, I think, mental brain problems and stuff like that.
So that's amazing. So I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah.
He's a great musician. Obviously, he's doing great music, but he's doing so many other things, and this is always good to know when people are helping each other out. I think that's important. Ed Sheeran, I see here.
Yeah, we just met him at the concert in Hamburg, and I gave him this hoodie as a present for doing the art thing with us, and then he just put it on every day, and
Cool.
it was in
That's
media.
so cool.
So really, it was
love
like
this.
seeing him again wearing it and representing it. Of course, yeah.
That's crazy.
This is what we do in for example, Nepal. It's really high. You have to climb up. It took us 5 hours, and the Germans were really fucked up when we came up at
I
the hill.
believe this for sure. That the air is completely different up
Yeah.
there. huh?
Absolutely. And yeah, this is, for example, like a system, a water hygiene system in a school in Nepali. So it's always about water, sanitation, and hygiene, because there you see the importance of water. You can't take the whole topic of sanitation without water. For the whole sanitation problem, and we have 2.5 billion people have no access to a sanitation worldwide, which is a
Wow.
crazy problem. This is every third person. So in this room,
Wow.
one of us three would have no toilet. Imagine, like, and the complexity which comes out. Like, women have to walk long ways. The rape rate is really high in a lot of countries because of the sanitation problem. You have the sickness problem, of course, diseases after diseases and stuff like that. So yeah, it's always about water, sanitation, and
Yeah.
hygiene.
And that's again, guys, it's for me always mind-blowing. We're talking about water, and it's so essential to our lives, but we sometimes forgetting, I think, how essential it is.
Yeah.
Because we have it here and like, oh, we don't care about it. Let's just run the tap, or we're going to the grocery store, when you see behind me all these amazing waters. But again, there's so many people, and you just said it, 650 million people who don't have access to clean, safe drinking water. And then billions of people even don't have even a toilet.
Yeah.
And we all know what this triggers.
Yeah.
Because then they have to relieve them somewhere. And that maybe goes back into the water system, and then you cannot use the water anymore because you have this wastewater unfiltered. There's so much problematic behind this, and I think it's a great course that we're talking about it today on Planet Water. Dalai Lama, huh?
Yeah, it was really interesting
Wow.
because we heard that he likes our water when he came to make a big speech in Hamburg.
Okay.
So, and they explained it to him, and it was the first ever water. So this is our social business. We're selling bottled waters, just like all the other waters, which are always introduced by the one and only water sommelier. And this Viva Con Agua bottles, we're now selling 30 million in Germany. Bottled waters, and all the profits and proceeds go to the water project, so it's a social business. And he heard about the idea and really liked it, and so it was the first ever water where they didn't take away the etiquette.
Yes, the label.
With the label, thanks. When they did this ceremony, the Buddhism ceremony, so it was a big honor, and then we were also, Benjamin and me were allowed to meet him for like 2-3 minutes at the back door, actually.
This has to be life-changing, I think. When you meet him, it's like it's a different. There's an aura about him.
There's definitely an aura. It was really the back door, and it was an elevator. And it was really like 1 minute. And it was really just handshaking. We gave him a small present, and we took a photo. So it was really. Yeah. But this guy really has a kind of spirit. You can see that aura.
I believe this.
Yeah,
definitely.
He also drinks our water. It's a monkey in Nepal. It's the way we communicate, make people laugh about it and don't take everything too serious. There you see our football club, Pauli, and in Uganda, this picture happened. And in the back, you see art on the walls. We use a lot of these artists and their artworks to communicate our topic, because it's a universal language, and you have to imagine that a lot of people in these countries can't read or write, so you have to use languages they can speak. So that's the reason why we're always working together with hip-hop. In Uganda, we're working, for example, with Maro or Bobby Wine. He's like the ghetto president of Uganda. He's really like fame in the youth culture, and he reaches out to the people. So he gets the masses on it, because it doesn't make sense if we just get some people thinking about water and stuff. No, we need all people, actually, because water is linked to all people.
Correct.
This is the thing. Like, everybody consists of 70% of water.
Yes. Everybody needs water.
Everybody.
Oh, great. Wonderful. So, California, the idea is now that you're obviously starting Viva Con Agua California. There's already, I think, a Instagram page up.
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh, there you are.
Jesus.
Martin. And a former German national player. You're in a good line, man.
Like this.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is actually we start here with Water Week, it's called. It's a festival we're doing here with musicians, with artists, with activists, with cultural speakers, with a sports event. Probably we're playing against Steve Nash, a football charity game and stuff like that. There are musicians doing concerts with like Burger Records, for example, or Aloe Black and stuff. So we're having here a festival from the 19th of March to the 25th, and all the money we raise go to clean drinking water projects in Uganda. Great. And it's our mission is also to connect as many people as possible to the project, to activate the people here in California, to do something about water and here also. And
where are the events here in California?
Absolutely, mainly in Los Angeles. Some are like in the Virgil, I think it's in Echo Park. The art exhibition will probably be in Venice. The football game will be in Glensdale. So it's like a satellite festival all over Los Angeles, and everybody can, like probably the easiest at the moment is like us on Facebook and Instagram, follow us, check what we're doing. If you have time and want to volunteer, be part of it. If you're an artist, just write us an email. I think you will be happy to forward it to us. So Martin will be a supporter of the project Viva Con Agua California, and one time we really want to do Viva Con Agua like we're doing it in other countries, only the American way. So I have to learn the American culture.
No, but I think that's a great course what you're doing, and people who doesn't see us on YouTube, obviously just listening to us. So Viva Con Agua California is the Instagram page. Agua with AGUA spelled, so not
agua.
Agua.
Not the Latin way, which is actually a dead language. So
no, but I think that's a great thing, and please reach out to me as well here on planetwaterpodcast@gmail.com. We are more than happy to forward the emails then to Viva Con Agua, and we are always here for you to support now Viva Con Agua. And I think we're trying to like start this then on every single podcast that we will talk a little bit about the progress of Viva Con Agua.
Oh,
I think this would be would be very cool to see like how you guys are doing or how we are doing actually, because it's not like about you or me or him, it's about all of us. And this is a beautiful thing, and I'm a strongly believer of it. We as individuals still have the power, and together we can really move stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of people always saying, oh, but I'm just by myself. No, and nobody will listen to me. Trust me, guys. Every person on this planet has a voice, and we just need to sometimes be a little bit louder in our voices and connect to the same people, to the same thinking people, and then we can really move stuff forward. And I'm extremely excited that Viva Con Agua is now here in California, because I will be so with you guys. I'm trying to get so much time as possible from my busy schedule, but I really want to help. I want to support, and that's the reason you can already see it on my homepage. The Viva Con Agua logo is already now on it, right here, right next to the Fine Water Society. It's very important to me that we can link now each ourselves. And when you're going on my homepage, martinriese.com, you will see the link right away from Viva Con Agua. And it even goes in my gallery. There's a picture of from Viva Con Agua. You can link on this, and then we will link right away to the Viva Con Agua site homepage. And I think that's very important. That's my little thing what I can do right now. But we will work together, because we will already have the first event together on the 15th of March in the Villa Aurora in Santa Monica. So this is a beautiful, amazing. There's the picture of Viva Con Agua. There's a great, what is culture villa, I think, from the German government. And we will have some really fun events over there. So when you like to drink some waters with the water sommelier, please come to the Viva Con Agua LA week, because you will meet me there. This will be great and a lot of fun. So, and what is the next phase then in California? Right now you're still in Germany, or you live already in California, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to get this legal status thing. You shouldn't probably speak on a podcast.
But you're right now like on a tourist visa.
Yes.
No, yeah, but that's fine. You're legally in America on a tourist visa. It's totally fine. It holds 3 months. Then you have to go back to Germany, but you're obviously trying to get a visa that you can stay here in California. There's nothing wrong about it. I did the same. I was here as a tourist first. Then I went back to Germany, because then I decided I really want to go to California, and then I applied for a visa.
Okay.
Now I got my green card, so it's totally fine. I went with my wife first on a tourist visa here to check out the idea if we even want to come.
Yeah, for me it would probably be a blue card because of the water issue.
Correct.
And stuff. So we have to introduce a new card and a new visa system. I have to speak with
but from
the government.
blue comes to green. Yeah. No, but I think this is a great thing. So hopefully we can hold you here in California at one point as a person that you can really like work something here, because what I learned in California, it's very important to connect to people. That's always the key in California, and you cannot just do it from a remote control somewhere on the planet. You need to be here in California when you really want to do something in California. So that
but
is.
But it's crazy. This is for me like there are two main differences I recognize from Germany and America. And the first one is really like the doors are so fast open here.
Yes,
the people open doors. It's really amazing how they say, "Yeah, come on, I have this context. I connect you." Really with big guys, and you don't have a long working relationship, and they just connect you. This is crazy. And the other thing, I don't know if it's right or wrong, of course, but it's just like there are so many extremes here, or there are actually only extremes. There's the middle part is really missing, because in Germany you have a real big middle class or everything. There's a lot of average and stuff like that. But here it's either rich or poor. It's either people are really in shape and look like what the fuck haven't seen, or they're really fat. Sorry to say it like that. So you really have, this country is so extreme. What I experienced from Germany, you don't have this average at all, which is sometimes crazy, because it's like pop, pop, pop,
yes.
pop.
And you see it, I think, when you're driving through the streets here. It's like you see like suddenly a Rolls Royce parked right next to a homeless person.
Yes.
Exactly. It's like this extreme in what you're just saying. And this is, I think, again, interesting for the people who are listening us from Germany. Trust me, guys, it's so extreme. Yeah. And people obviously seeing just the beautiful pictures of Hollywood, what we're always like posting on our Facebook pages. But there's
we only
so
do it
much,
because of the likes.
Yeah, but there's so much other sides to the medallion.
And the crazy thing about the water, to link it up back in the water, I mean, for example, you're doing this purified water. You can explain me much better, but I don't understand how you can imagine to purify water, which is actually the purest thing which exists in life. So
correct.
How, like this whole industry, I think you told me that 70% of the water which is sold in the US is purified water.
Correct, crazy.
It's unbelievable for us in Germany.
Correct. Then when you would say to a German person, okay, I'm taking your tap water and I'm filtering all the healthy minerals out, and then I'm backing up some minerals like in very small amount, they will laugh at you. They will say, are you completely nuts?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing to the water? Just give me my bottled spring water.
Actually, it's also like when we working with some Pauli, one time they said the professional football players, they can't drink our water because it has not enough minerals they need. So they took another one, which is called, I think it was Gerolsteiner.
Yeah, but it has a very, very high TDS.
High level. So imagine if... what do the NBA players, the football players, and the other sports guys from the US? Are you LeBron James? Are you really drinking purified water?
Yeah, this is the crazy
I would
thing.
love to know.
It's crazy, and I just did a post today on my Instagram account about Arrowhead, and it's not like that I want to badmouth Arrowhead at all, because they're having an amazing spring water, but they have a purified water and they have a distilled water, and even it says on the label of Arrowhead. It says distilled water, a local favorite, Arrowhead, and then for use in small appliances that require the use of distilled water. Guys, that is not for your consumption, huh? That is for your iron. It's not for your body.
When I was a kid, I remember, because we had the first aid kit, and there had a distilled water bottle there, and it said "do not consume" on there. But now, a lot of people are drinking distilled water. So,
it's crazy.
So I don't know. It's
really
weird.
Why it came up? Is it just like marketing and
I think so. Well, Michael Masha, is that how you pronounce his name?
Yes, Michael Masha.
He had a interesting insight. Well, he thinks that Americans are afraid of food and have sort of a clinical perspective of it. And so when it comes to water, like, we want to believe that just pure water is the best thing because we're afraid of all the other things that could be in it. So that might be one element too.
I think like it's coming more and more, and you won't see this so crazy in Europe either, like this overprotection of themselves. Yeah. So for example, I just did it today again. I went to the grocery store because I bought. Oh, here we go.
I'm sorry.
Michael is getting very excited right now. Popping Paire, and Paire was like a little bit over the top. That's fine, no worries. So, and I saw like, I don't know how many people right away with their cleaning wipes cleaning all their grocery carts before they're touching it. Yeah. And in Germany, like, we don't give a shit.
Yeah, I think
it's like we don't give a shit.
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think the marketing aspect is definitely a big one because that's how it is for like literally everything. I mean, you have like things like spices like turmeric, which is supposed to be like really healthy and have all these anti-inflammatory properties. But then they take something from it, like one of those things that's inside turmeric, like curcumin, and they market that because you can't create a proprietary blend of turmeric. It's just a spice. But if you can extract like a single thing from there, then you can sell it as like the hot new supplement or whatever. So I feel like that's a very American thing, is taking something that's good on its own and then trying to take something from that and then remarket it so that you can make an extra buck. I think,
and let's face it,
and there's not a lot of education.
Big water companies spend millions and millions of dollars to try to that the Americans believe that pure water, what does not exist by Mother Nature, pure water Mother Nature does not know this concept of pure water. Trying to market this. Because let's face it, for a big company like Danone, Nestle, Coca-Cola, all this, or Pepsi, like these are the four biggest players in the water market around this world right now. Yeah, sure, it's way easier to bottle tap water. Jesus, like they're building a factory. Who the hell's where that thing is? and just bottling tap water. That's nothing else what they're doing.
It's like a cash machine.
It's like a cash machine. And when you're going, obviously, to find a spring, to bring the spring water into a bottle, that's way more cost intense than just telling them, do you know what? I can spend that money what I need to spend on the factory side. I'm just putting this into marketing and let the people believe that pure water is the best thing what they could drink. And then this word purified, there's the word pure in it already. So people are like, oh, purified? Yeah, that sounds great. I need to have purified water.
Then I look better.
Yes,
I'm more in shape.
But then they're going to GNC because they understand, oh, I need my supplements, vitamins, magnesium, I need my calcium tablets. I just went to GNC to check out some chocolate bars because I'm going to the gym and I wanted something like very easy and fast to eat sometimes. And she asked me the same, like, okay, are you all backed up on your vitamins, minerals, and all this kind of stuff? And I looked at her like, no, I just drink water. And she's like, what? I said, yeah, I'm getting my minerals from water, so no worries about that, huh? And she's like, no. He said, yes. Trust me. It's like, I'm a water sommelier. I am pretty much getting a lot of minerals from my water when I drink the right water. And she looked at me like, what did that mean, the right water? So she could not even, and she's like an employee of GNC, of a supplement shop, obviously, what you can see everywhere here in America. It's a huge chain, and they're just selling you tablets of, like pills of magnesium, calcium, sodium, or all this kind of stuff, what you can actually find in a regular, normal water, what comes from Mother Nature. And that is hilarious for me. So the people who are spending the money on, first, they are drinking purified water. They're spending already the same money because this is the crazy part about this either.
It's not cheaper.
It's not cheaper. But I would say like, okay, purified water is just like a low-end water. And then you have the high-end waters. Obviously here at the table and what's having behind me, this is like more like a high-end water store because I want to have the different taste of water and they are not always so easy to access, these waters. But this is the crazy thing, that purified waters, like a smart water, for example, cost the same like an Arrowhead or like a Paire or Pellegrino.
Yeah, exactly.
What comes from a natural occurring spring. But let's face it, smart water is nothing else than distilled. It's actually distilled water, backed up with a very small amount of minerals. They're calling it designed by the clouds. Sure, it's a beautiful marketing thing. But the crazy thing about smart waters, that's the reason I have such a beautiful love for smart water. They're bad-mouthing Mother Nature's product on every single bottle because they're saying on their labels on every single smart water, or do you really want to drink the stuff what comes from under the ground?
They say it like that?
Yes, they're saying
on
it
the
like
bottle.
this. On the bottle. Yes, smart water. I want to drink actually healthy Mother Nature's water. I'm not really care about a highly processed beverage, what smart water is. It's really funny. But hey, they're spending millions and millions and millions of dollars to make sure that Americans thinking that purified water is the better choice. Nuts. Completely nuts. But hey, it is what it is. So I'm getting thirsty now, and I think we need to drink here some waters. And we popped already a Paire, we popped already a Fiji. But today, because I asked you, Michael, it's like, do you have a favorite food? And here at Planet Water, we always want to do like a little food and water tasting. So the funny thing is, Chance came over and we met downstairs, and Chance was downstairs and Michael already was downstairs. So he came with a pasta because Michael told me he loves spaghetti, and so he's a big pasta fan. So I told Chance, okay, Chance, that's your little project. I'm building up the podcast. You bring the pasta. So Chance did not order the pasta. Like he made it. He cooked it by himself. There's a lot of garlic in it because I can smell it from here. And the little problem is, my lovely wife Nancy it's her birthday today. The 21st of February is Nancy's birthday. So happy birthday from our side. Happy birthday, Nancy, from Planet Water, the H2Know podcast. Herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Geburtstag in German. The thing is, it smells like garlic, and I need to kiss my wife tonight. Or I want to kiss my wife tonight. So then Michael said to me like, oh, by the way, guys, I cannot eat garlic or onions.
Oh my God.
And Chance, like, you could feel like this. Chance was like this small little kid in a candy store in the beginning. Like, look at this, Martin. I cooked the pasta by myself. How cool is that? And here for Michael, who I met. And this is like American style cool pasta. And this is not like the German style what you might be eating there.
God.
I am so proud. And then faces Chance turned from like this happy candy store little boy to like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry, I'm doing a diet by my host. She's like a shaman, and she told me to do a diet. So I stopped actually drinking coffee yesterday.
Okay.
Which was probably one of the worst days in
your life, in your entire life.
It was like, because I really think I'm not sleeping so much. Have a little kid, and Viva Con Agua is taking a lot of time. So I'm drinking a lot of coffee, and I stopped coffee. And yesterday I had the headache.
Yeah.
Worse than every alcohol night I ever had in my life. So I really took a lot of medicine.
24 hours hangover.
Yeah, it was like that. And
Jesus.
So I stopped with coffee yesterday, and then I have to stop with a lot of things like salt and kind of meat and stuff like that. And garlic.
So what are you allowed to eat and what you're not allowed to eat? So what are you not allowed to eat and what is the reason behind it? That's really interesting.
Actually, it's a kind of ceremony we're doing on Sunday and Monday. It's a kind of spiritual thing. She's invited us, and we're living at her place. So and I'm always happy about new stuff and stuff. That's the reason behind it. And I'm allowed to eat everything which is fresh, a lot of vegetables. A lot of fruits, but not like lemon and orange and stuff like that. So it's like a diet to get everything out of your body, actually.
Okay.
And no salt, which is really difficult. You can't go just out for dinner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying it. I'm always keen on trying new stuff. So because it mostly brings you forward.
It's really interesting because I saw a chef's table where they covered a monk, I think in South Korea, and she's like really big in the culinary world now, and she doesn't cook with onion or garlic. I don't know what like why specifically like monks and like shamans avoid onions and garlic.
So listeners, please tell us, send us an email to planetwaterpodcast@gmail.com if you know why manche doing this. That would really interest us. So, and then we can reveal it in the next episode. So please listen, guys, to it. We would love to know why this is the thing. So I like the concept of resetting yourself because I do this with alcohol. And a lot of people always think like, oh, the water, somebody just drinks water. You think, So I love wine and I love champagne, I have to say. I'm a big sparkling wine drinker, like a lot. I don't want to say a lot.
How about beer? You're German.
Yeah.
What's
like
about
beer,
the stereotype?
Beer, yeah, it's okay, but it's not like my first choice.
Okay.
When I'm going to a restaurant and they have like a nice menu and I'm gonna eat stuff, then I would more go for sparkling wine or wine. I don't drink hard liquor. Okay. I don't like the taste of it. I'm just like not... I used to be like big in vodka sodas or vodka lemon or something like that, but that's over. Gin tonics, I love to drink gin tonics, but somehow I don't... No, it's not my thing anymore. And so I drink obviously a lot of water, so I barely have any hangovers. So that's always the beautiful thing, because I know which water I should drink when I turn on a double magnum of champagne.
What you should drink when you drink
high mineral content waters, like a Gerolsteiner, Vichy Catalan. These are waters are like, they're loaded with minerals, and they will like rehydrate you in a completely different way. It's like the hangover killers. Or Roy.
Crazy.
That's like the number one hangover killer. Roy from Slovenia.
May I see it? From Slovenia?
The TDS factors and total dissolved solids, maybe you don't know, Michael. So the TDS factor, the mineral content of Gerolstein is 2,500, so it's very high.
Yeah.
Then Vichy Catalan has 3,050, so that's really, really high. That has 7,400.
7,400.
So that thing tastes like an aspirin, like really heavy, like an aspirin, like 2 aspirins actually dissolved in like a small cup of water. That's the taste of that water. It's extremely metallic and very salty.
May I open it?
Yeah, we can open this.
It's just exclusive shit for...
No. I have 5 bottles left in my whole...
Where you get it?
In America. You cannot buy it in America.
Of course.
So I know the people of Roy personally, and they're sending me the over always like a case or 2 when I need Roy again. They're very nice.
Wow.
Good people. Comes from a little spa town in Slovenia.
And I like the bottle.
Deutsche
Like,
Green.
I
Yeah,
like
it's
the
super
design.
awesome.
Really cool.
What do you think, actually? You're an expert on water. There are so many water bottles which are not looking good.
Aesthetical nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, for me as a water sommelier, the most important thing is that I can taste the water in my glass. So
Yeah.
I don't care actually about all marketing aspects of it.
Yeah.
For me, the most important thing is I want to see the quality in my glass.
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm going now to Ecuador in May, the 21st, 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, correct, and 24th. I will be in Ecuador, so maybe we should reconnect to see. Maybe I can see a spring what you built in Ecuador. That would be really cool. And we're doing flights of waters, and we don't see the bottles at all. It's all about just the taste right in front of my glass. Be careful. Don't.
It's very carbonated.
Yeah, it's very carbonated water, so
really
be
slow.
very careful with that water. So Michael just tried to like
Kill the whole
Shake it.
podcast.
shake the bottle, like shake, da 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 da, shake, and I would have like a little water fountain here directly over my technical
Computer.
support, and then 10 seconds later you will just see the fire department rolling up because the whole thing would blow up.
And this would
So
be the last
we don't
Planet
need
Water
that.
podcast.
That would be so. Episode 11 will be the last
Yeah.
Planet Water podcast.
I'm sorry to
we don't,
kill it.
We don't want that.
Ruined by water itself.
Yeah, ruined by water and stuff. What would be actually a nice
Yeah,
like killing
be
of
appropriate.
like would be appropriate that our last episode we just like trashing all the waters over the equipment. The same like what musicians doing after the end of their performance. They're
Right,
just
yeah.
like
Killing the guitar.
killing the guitar. So we're doing this with water. No, but we will do more and more episodes. So no worries, guys. It's not like we don't want to say like suddenly like, oh, we're finishing here with Planet Water, the H2Know
Yeah.
podcast. No, it's not gonna happen because we are by #011 right now episode. So that means I have 3 digits. I definitely want to
We
do
have
the.
way more to go.
I still want to have the 100 episode at one point.
And so, sorry to ask you again, but or something different. But how about the plastic aspect? Because a lot of critics we're getting in Germany for using plastic bottled waters. I think our argument is always we wouldn't be an alternative if we would not offer plastic. But how do you think about
Yeah.
the difference between plastic
So
and glass?
obviously a glass bottle is the best way to go for water because glass cannot give anything away from the water or takes anything. So they are better closed.
Wow.
So Michael
This is
just
like
drinks Roy.
sorry. This is like being
Alka-Seltzer.
being in these sources of like how do you say like Schwimmbäder, Heilbäder.
Yeah.
What's the name in English? I
The
don't know.
spas. In the spas.
Hot
in the
springs.
spa towns. in the
Yeah,
hot
it's
springs,
crazy.
yeah.
It's really like being in a spa.
Yes, it's crazy, huh? That's like, that water is crazy. So, and this is a great thing about glass bottles that they are completely disclosed and nothing can like go in or out of water. By plastic, on the other hand, sun versus plastic versus water, we all know when we're putting a plastic bottle into our cars, especially here in Los Angeles, and this is like maybe 80, 90 or even 100 to 110 degrees in your car in the middle of the sun, and then you're trying to drink that water, it's super disgusting because
Yeah.
it would taste like slightly plastic.
Exactly.
So plastic has a problem what gives maybe some taste preferences to water what's not really yummy.
Yeah.
We don't want this. BPA is not a big thing anymore. It used to be a huge problem because plastic bottles were made with BPA plastic. It's a chemical what makes the plastic very like smooth,
Yeah.
but there was a very poison chemical. You still can find it sometimes in like kids' toys and all this kind
Whoa,
of
it's
stuff.
But
Really
they took it out of
Very,
the,
very bad.
But what's
they
really
get rid of it.
interesting now is, so they have BPAs on there, but in some bottles they'll use something called like BPC or BPD, and it has similar effects, but
Correct.
it hasn't been tested as much, so it's not banned yet. You know?
even the name is really
Very
totally
similar, yeah.
different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this is the thing, and obviously a glass bottle is always better than the plastic bottle, but I totally get it. For example, I love Fiji water. It just comes in a plastic bottle, so I'm just trying to not put a Fiji bottle into a hot car.
Yeah.
That's my solution against this. I have Fiji all over the place here.
Exactly. And then, of course, you can't bring them to concerts and things like
Correct.
that.
And this is
glass
the thing.
bottles.
Correct. And this is, I think, the thing why you thinking about plastic bottles. It's just more convenient for people. And the thing is, in some hotels, pool areas, to concerts, you cannot bring a glass bottle because let's face it, a glass bottle is almost like a weapon.
Yeah.
The thing is pretty tough. You
Yeah.
can really make some
shit.
damage with that, and we don't want this.
Yeah.
So therefore, a plastic bottle, what is a little bit smoother, is allowed in concerts. Therefore, I totally understand when you want to start Viva Con Agua water here in America, I would go plastic too, because it's just the safer way, and you have more approach to a plastic bottle versus a glass bottle. Okay. So, still, you brought some pasta, and Michael, I think you can taste a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah,
this
will taste. I'm
has
so
a
sorry.
lot of garlic in it. This doesn't have any added garlic.
So
So
we have
there
to
might
share
be a
this?
little.
So
in there.
what kind of two pastas did you brought?
Okay, so this is your classic spaghetti and meatballs, and these are vegan meatballs.
Vegan
So it's not
meatballs,
meat in
because
there.
we all know Chance is vegan.
That's right. And this is vegan mac and cheese. So this
So what
is a
kind of
vegan cheese
cheese is
sauce. So what you make it out of? So I looked at an online recipe. First, I tried to cheat and use like from store-bought vegan cheese, and it tasted terrible. It was so bad. And I also tried to do the same thing with Alfredo. It was horrible. So
Okay.
I used this recipe online, and it's like potato, carrot, nutritional yeast, tahini, which is like ground sesame seeds, like sort of like a peanut buttery type taste to it, and then apple cider vinegar and soy sauce.
Okay.
And I think that's it. That's in there.
Interesting.
And then just salt and pepper.
And you know that vegans are the biggest water supporters
Really?
in the world. Well, yeah, when it comes to virtual water, like virtual water is.
Oh,
the,
yeah, exactly. When it
We
comes
talked
to
about this.
Yeah, exactly. So when it comes to eating animal products, like it takes a lot of water
Oh,
to
yeah.
raise livestock and chickens and
Yes.
things like that. So it takes significantly less water to
And in
just
Germany,
eat grains and
in
things
Germany,
of
it
that
was
nature.
like in the history, it was always like, yeah, on Sunday you eat a little bit of meat and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you did something good for the family and stuff. And now it's really like in Germany, everybody every day just eating
Yeah, exactly.
meat.
Yeah,
meat.
it's crazy. It's but the same here in America. Like
It's really
America's
bad.
addicted to meat.
Yeah.
Addicted to meat.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Obviously, the cholesterol rates are like completely out of this world. It's
Insane.
nuts. Number one for sure. Cholesterol rates is America, I would guess. It's crazy, and it's not fun. And I talked about this several times. Virtual water, because a lot of people always like bad mouthing like water brands sometimes. Like, oh, that's so wrong
Yeah.
that you're using bottled water from California. So bottled water in California. What do you think, guys? When overall 100% the water I use in California, how much percentage goes to just bottled water been bottled in California? What do you think, guys?
0.01%.
0.2.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It's extremely low.
That is
Extremely low.
And the biggest is probably meat.
Agriculture, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Agriculture.
yeah, for sure.
It's
it's
nuts.
insane.
It's completely nuts. It's
I
completely
think I
nuts.
heard. I think this is right. So 1 pound of meat. So if you were to not eat 1 pound of meat, it'd be the equivalent to not showering for a month.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, it's something.
That's
I think it's like
15,000
like
liters,
it's
something
crazy.
like
yes,
that.
yeah. I think 15,000 liters for one steak or something like
Yeah,
this.
that's
It's nuts.
insane.
It's completely nuts.
That's
That's,
so
the
insane.
reason. And okay, my doctor said this for other reasons because my cholesterol is wacky, and I'm like a very healthy person. But I think it comes more like from my parents, so they give it to me as a little surprise present.
Yeah.
Because both my parents have a very wacky cholesterol too. But my doctor said before we put you on some crazy medication, what I really love about my doctor,
That's
he said
cool.
like, do you know what? Let's try to change your diet a little bit. And I have to say, I feel good. I barely eat now red meat anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
It's totally fine. And I do
Wow.
this from both ways now because I was reading so much about like the water use of red meat. And I thought, you know what, as a water sommelier, yes, I should maybe change and participate
twice.
and think twice about my steak. And yes, I'm still eating sometimes
Yeah.
steak, but I'm trying to minimize it. So I eat red meat maybe twice per month now. And I used to eat red meat, let's face it, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's really interesting too about your doctor, because that's a big problem in the U.S. too. Is that the medical community tends to just treat the symptoms and not the causes.
Yeah.
And like I actually had a doctor. My blood pressure was getting a little high, and he was like, "Let's measure your blood pressure for a week, and if it stays at this level, you'll probably have to go on like statins, like these drugs, and you'll probably be on them the rest of your life." And so I did like
Correct, yes.
I did like
really?
I did tons and tons of cardio and got it down. He's like, "Okay, you're fine." But then I started, when I went vegan, like I barely do cardio at all anymore, and it's super low. Like my blood pressure is like optimal, which is crazy. And it's like, but there was a person who was like about to put me on drugs for the rest of my life that has tons of side effects.
Oh, he
and
maybe
things
gets
like
a
that.
kickback.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Maybe.
He maybe gets a kickback. And let's face it, when he does this with 100 people,
exactly.
the kickback is suddenly not a small kickback, it's like a nice kickback.
And
That's
apparently
suddenly
it
a new
is.
car.
Apparently, cholesterol medication is like the bread and butter of like most
I
medical
believe
practices.
this. I believe this.
Which is crazy.
That's the reason I really appreciated my doctor when he said like, nah. Let's first like think about it a little bit. And my cholesterol suddenly dropped. Like Nifiskin. I'm still high, but I feel good.
Yeah.
And my doctor said, yeah, it's just like in your genetics that you will have a high cholesterol, so it's not like that crazy anymore. But you could see right away when I stopped eating red meat, my cholesterol went like from like really high to like okay high.
Moderate, yeah.
And
So
it's
that's
just
nice.
reasonable that everything you put in your in your body, and probably the most is drinking and eating, of course, has a major impact on how you live, how you think, how you laugh, how you act, how you do everything.
Oh, my doctor always said like, okay, how to live long and healthy on this planet, huh? Like theoretical. And he says 50% is what you're eating. It's just 50% right there. What you're eating. Then I think 20% is your lifestyle. Like, are you doing exercise? Are you just a couch potato? Something like this. Then he says 10% is like genetics, and pretty much the rest is just pure luck. Yeah, and I love even that the doctor is saying it's just pure luck. Because there are some people who are the healthiest people. My aunt, for example, never smoked. She was the healthiest person ever, always eating everything whole grain. Even her cakes, everything needed to be whole grain, what I thought was disgusting as a child. A cake needs to be sweet. It doesn't need to be like brownish, super dry. What the hell is that crap? She died on lung cancer.
Wow.
It's like,
Yeah.
and you think like, how? Never smoked, always lived on the beaches, always been exposed to amazing air, everything.
And
but
our Prime Minister, Helmut Schmidt, he was smoking
Yes.
like till 92 or something.
correct.
I don't
Till
know.
92,
That's
smoked
crazy.
literally like 24 hours. I surfed
He was
him
the
once.
last one who was allowed to smoke in German TV.
Yes.
Actually.
It's for me amazing. And this guy like went to, because I surfed him several times in Germany. Super nice guy. Amazing what he did for Germany, let's face it. He was like, and what he did for Hamburg. Back in the days in the 70s when they had a big flood, it's like he was the guy, huh? He was the manager who figured it out to saved thousands of lives at that point. So he was our chancellor at one point, and that guy smoked and smoked and smoked and smoked, and it's not like he smokes and then he chit-chats a little bit and then he starts to smoke again. No. He was constantly smoking.
And there's no picture of him existing without a cigarette.
Without a cigarette in his hand. And he went to a catering event where I surfed. It was in the city hall. And obviously the whole city hall was non-smoking environment. Huh? And he came backstage where the kitchen was like, I need a cigarette now. Huh? And he smoked.
Wow.
And we like, sure, you don't want to tell our former chancellor, you cannot smoke, sir.
Yeah.
You're like, here we go, chancellor. Huh? It's like, here's the trash can, or here's the ashtray, whatever you need to do. It's like, there's some respect then to this kind of people. Again, I'm hungry. So which pasta you should start? What do you think?
Let's do the red sauce.
Okay. And you're allowed to a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Because we have here a little colleague actually here.
Yeah,
he's in the background, the intern.
He can eat it. I mean, it's he doesn't get paid, so
So
it would be nice
come over here.
to get
so
at
a little
least
surprise for the first time, I think, in the history of Planet Water, then we have a second guest. So that's something
I would go this way.
very unusual.
It's
And
really-
obviously, it's very tricky because when you would see my apartment right now, it's like a whole like little studio. So when you see like a little problem into the camera, it happens. It's not a big deal. So we will introduce another member of Viva Con Agua. Welcome. And you have to stand very close that the camera can catch you a little bit. Here we go, because you can see your picture right over there. Okay, cool. Welcome. So who are you?
I'm Patrick, and I'm the PR speaker of the Water Week here.
Nice. So the PR speaker of the Water Week in Los Angeles, the intern. And how did you heard about Viva Con Agua? What's your story?
A good friend of mine, Tim Benge, an artist, he will come to LA too. He taught me about it, and I found
You're
the
like,
idea awesome.
hey, LA, sure. I gotta go there.
He's really famous. Maybe you put up Instagram and show him, because he's really famous, and he just did your former president Barack Obama, and
What's his name?
Tim, and then Bengel.
Yes,
Here we go.
Yeah, you have him, and he just did like Letterman and Barack Obama for the introduction of his Netflix interview.
Wow.
That's amazing, huh? 334,000 followers. Tim Bengal is a supporter of Viva Con Agua.
Yes, he was actually in Uganda with us, and he will release. Here you see the photos of Uganda at the Warhol, and he will release an artwork he produced and got inspired in Uganda here at the Leica Gallery on the 21st of March.
Oh, the Leica Gallery is amazing. I love the Leica Gallery.
Me too.
That's really cool. No, this is great. I love this. Okay, so you're gonna step in for the tasting a little bit?
Yes, sure.
Because Michael needs to... Huh? And
Thanks
I
for
love this.
rescuing me.
I love this. So let's start with the red sauce, huh? With the fake vegan meatballs.
I actually haven't tried the meatballs yet, but they're supposed to be good.
Are they safe to eat?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Come here in the middle.
No animals were harmed in the making of these meatballs.
Oh shit!
We have like little little problems with the technical thing here. Okay. Oh,
Very
works.
nice.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's start with the red sauce. And what do we have in the glass? Roy, huh? Oh, we need another water. You should finish, Roy, because this will be too heavy right now.
But it's actually a beautiful water.
Yeah, Roy is cool. Okay, Trent, you wanna give me the meatballs?
Yeah.
The vegan. What do you even call this? Because it's not meat now. How you call meatballs who are not meatballs?
Mock meat
Mock
is
meatballs?
what they call it. Yeah.
Okay, mock meatballs. They look like meatballs. Here we go, huh?
The question is, do they taste like meatballs?
Yeah, we'll see, huh? It's crazy, huh? They actually taste like meatballs.
Oh wow! Look at that.
They have a little spice to it.
Yeah.
I love it.
The brand is Gardein. You can get it at I think every grocery store.
You would never think, it's crazy, you would never think it's not meat.
Try that.
That's nuts. Okay.
Yeah,
So
pretty good.
it is a little spicy. Obviously rich flavors, huh? From the meat, like there's a lot of power. So I think when I look at our selection here right now today, I wouldn't go still. I would go with the sparkling water right away. And we have Perrier, we have Vichy, we have Pellegrino right now in front of us. I think Pellegrino would be fun. Because let's face it, huh? Pasta comes originally from Italy. And Pellegrino comes from Italy, so I think we should go with the same country. Huh?
This was the best argument I ever got by a guy who is working in an Italian restaurant. It's a pizzeria, and of course you get spaghetti and all these things. And I asked him, he's a really nice friend of me, and I asked him if he want to sell the Viva Con Agua bottled water. And he said, Michael, I really like your project and everything, but it's the only Italian thing. The guys in the kitchen, they are from Ghana. I'm from Albania. the only Italian stuff is my water.
I
said,
That's awesome.
okay, this is 100% confirmed.
Oh my god, this is brilliant.
That's good.
This is brilliant. Cheers, guys.
Totally other taste than the Roy.
But I like this because
Yeah.
you still can taste the tomatoes.
That's what I was gonna say. It really highlights the tomato taste.
And the sun.
And this is actually the red sauce is from Italy. Like it's like $10
Like,
pasta sauce.
does somebody speaks Italian here? We have the whole. We should put an Italian.
Viva
flag
Con
up.
Agua.
Yeah, thank you. No, this is great. I love Pellegrino.
It tastes really good with it.
It
yeah.
tastes very, very good.
Yeah.
TDS of it's actually pretty high, over 1,000. That was good. You're so into Roy, huh?
Hey, it's crazy. It's totally other kind of. I never thought before meeting you really about the different tastes of water. So for me, it was just water. Don't get me wrong.
No, don't.
It was the
Totally
social
fine.
part of my job, but to really think about different taste, and I was not. And now
It's the same.
kill it. So you.
No, that's the cool thing. about the idea that water actually has taste. A lot of people always think like, nah, there's no taste.
Yeah, you
to
still
water.
get comments all the time. It's
yeah,
like
I'm still
water
getting comments like,
doesn't
no,
have taste.
it's all the same. You think absolutely not, because when you think
When you drink a
about-
Roy,
Roy and Pellegrino, it's
Wow.
it's totally different, huh? Totally different. Okay, so what is here? Mac and cheese,
So
mac
this
and
is
fake cheese,
vegan mac and cheese.
vegan. Mac
This is
and
actually
cheese.
it's pretty good. So I did the recipe online, and my girlfriend. So I do the recipe online, and then she changes it, she tweaks it, but doesn't tell me what she does because it tastes so good.
There's a little Asian influence in.
There is, and it tastes amazing. But she wasn't able to tweak this one, so I think it still tastes pretty good, but it's not quite as good as hers. So
Okay,
just have to put that disclaimer out there.
Okay, here we go.
Let's give you some first.
It's too bad because we're talking about it since an hour. Obviously, the oh Jesus, it's like bricks. The cheese melted like very intense now into the mac and cheese. So, and I think like there's 1 billion calories right in front of me. So
Oh
I
my
need to
God.
go twice
It's actually
to the
pretty.
gym today.
It's pretty healthy. I think it is. There's a little bit of fat in there, but that's
Martin is just smiling.
Right. just tell it to yourself. Yes. I don't know. No,
You always cook for your guests?
not at all. I cannot cook at all.
You cannot cook?
No, I cannot cook.
Come on, this is a joke.
No, I cannot
You're
cook.
working in
No, yeah, but that's the reason. Because I cannot cook. That's the reason I'm working in the restaurant business, because I'm getting cooked there right there.
Yeah.
It's just easier. No, when I'm always telling my chef, I'm always telling my guest, when I would, because they are sometimes, and that's so funny. I'm coming in a suit, huh? I'm working in a suit in the restaurant, and then when I'm approaching the table sometimes and asking how everything is, they ask me, "Are you the chef?" And I was like, "Yeah, right. I'm wearing a suit and a tie in the kitchen." And then I'm always saying like, no, I'm not the chef, because when I would be the chef, you would not sit here, because I cannot
exactly.
cook. So no, Andreas is my executive chef, and he's doing an incredible and amazing job inside the Patina restaurant kitchen, and I'm better outside with hydrating people.
So when I take Ubers to the concert hall, that's where Patina is located. The drivers always ask, "Oh, so do you play for the concert?" Because I'm always wearing a suit. And I'm like, "Yeah, I play the tambourine." That's what I go by.
So, Chance, I'm not 100% fan of the mac and cheese.
This is not as good as my girlfriend's, everybody.
I have to just admit it. It's like, I don't know what the taste is.
Hers is amazing, to be honest. But this is all right. It's better than the store-bought one, though. The store-bought one was disgusting.
So, I need the Roy,
much.
because I need to really completely neutralize my palate now after the taste of the mac and cheese from Chance. Sorry, but there is no... For me, for the mac and cheese, I don't even want to pair that. It's not my taste. But hey, again, and that's the beauty about tasting waters and talking about taste, because a lot of people always ask me, "Hey Martin, what is the best water on this planet?" Yeah, there is none. There is no best tasting
Depends
water.
on a person.
Because it really depends on the person. You're absolutely right, Michael. So it really depends, which water do you like? Some people will say Roy is the worst water they ever drunk in their lives. Some people will say that is actually the coolest water I ever had in my glass. And this is exactly with food, it's exactly with cars, it's exactly with everything what we're doing. Some people like my shirt, some people will say, "What kind of a stupid shirt is Martin wearing today?" It's
okay.
But I totally get it. It's like it's all about taste. Yeah? Some people will say, "In what kind of a crazy apartment Martin lives? Who can put bottles of water right behind him in the living room? How stupid is that?" Yeah? I think it's cool because I love water.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and this is with food, and this is with beverages, and this is with water, obviously, as well. There is no best tasting water.
It's even with Viva Con Agua. Like the Viva Con Agua, which is working for Martin Riese, will be a totally different Viva Con Agua than it's for me or for the intern. So you never jump in the same water, you say in German, yeah? You
Correct.
never see the same Viva Con Agua because it's in constant flow. That's the similarity to water, yeah? That you always have a new kind of DNA expression, and
I love this.
Look, I think one of us is a fan of the mac and cheese.
I just wanted to say, it looks like here somebody's shoving in the mac and cheese the whole time. And again, and I'm glad actually it happens, because now I don't want to be here look, the water somebody doesn't like the mac and cheese of chance, and I see it on social media suddenly. So it's great. You love the mac and cheese. It's not my thing. I thought the spaghetti with the mock meatballs. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it's
They're
really
actually
good.
very good.
Really
It's
good.
very, very good. Cool. Now I think that was fun. Thank you so much for doing this. And I think we should close today with a little video, because I really love that video. We could talk obviously hours and hours over Viva Con Agua, but I think we would love to have you back, Michael. I think it was great to talk a little bit about Viva Con Agua. Please, guys, here at Planet Water, Chance and myself are big fans already of Viva Con Agua. I've been a fan since many, many years already, and now I'm so happy that you guys are here. And I just can tell you right here on the podcast, and I told you this in private already, Michael, I will do my best, what I can do to support Viva Con Agua, because I think it's a great concept. It's an amazing course. I love this out-of-the-box concept, what we're always doing. It's totally different than all other fundraising projects I saw so far. So I'm really happy that Viva Con Agua is now part in California, and hopefully we will have a lot of people supporting Viva Con Agua here on the Planet Water podcast. And please check out their homepage, vivaconagua.org.
.us for the
.us right
for
now,
the American
even
version,
for the American version. So that's cool. But again, come to my homepage, martinriese.com. Go to planetwaterpodcast@gmail.com when you want to contact Michael. We will forward his our emails then to him right away. So please help each other out. That's the most important thing, and we're always saying stay thirsty here at Planet Water. And Michael, maybe you want to say something to the end? And then
I would like to appreciate for the invitation, like cooking, or I didn't eat something, but I'm really sorry for that.
Hey, you got the water, it's Planet Water, not Planet Food.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved Roy. I learned a lot about water. I'm really thankful, and let's get engaged either for Viva Con Agua or for any other social cause, because it's our world and we should do the best out of it, because actually Planet Water and Planet World is a beautiful place and we can make it more beautiful for all people.
Yeah, I think so too. Thanks again, guys, for listening in. This was the Planet Water episode 11, and let's see what's happening in episode 12. Yep. We have some very cool guests, I know, coming again. Thanks again, guys. Stay thirsty, and you always remember, water is not just water.
Hello, I am Jack Black.
Ja, das ist Macklemore.
Ich bin Max Herre, das ist Viva Con Agua.
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 Super Sache, unterstützenswert, Viva Con Agua.